You know that feeling when a song just gets stuck in your head? An earworm you just can't shake? Well, a lot of the time, that comes down to a kind of musical DNA, a hidden code of repeating patterns. And today, we're going to crack that code wide open.
So, what is that secret ingredient? It really is all about patterns. Little repeating melodic and rhythmic phrases that are like the fundamental building blocks of a song. You can think of them as a composer's unique fingerprint, and if we can find them, we can start to understand what makes their music so special. And this is where our musical detective work really begins. We're going to take a look at a piece of software that can automatically hunt for these hidden fingerprints, doing something in just a few seconds that used to take scholars years and years to do.
I mean, for centuries, if you wanted to analyze music, you were painstakingly poring over scores by hand. But now, technology gives us this incredible new lens to see and even hear these deep structures, and it just massively speeds up the whole process of discovery.
And the tool we're going to be using is a fantastic free software library called Leandro 1.0. It's a really powerful add-on for a music composition software called Open Music.
So what exactly does it do? Well, Leandro 1.0 basically supercharges Open Music with a whole set of new functions for musical analysis. It automatically finds those repeating patterns we've been talking about, which makes this kind of deep dive accessible for composers, for researchers, or really any musician who's curious. The way it works is by translating musical scores into raw data, and this lets us see a composer's work in a totally new light. We can identify their unique stylistic fingerprint, or even, trace the common threads that define an entire genre of music. It's pretty cool. And you're not going to believe how simple it is to get started. Once you've got Open Music installed, it's literally just 3 steps. You copy the Leandro 1.0 folder into the library's directory, restart the program, and that's it. You're ready to start analyzing. Yep, once you restart, you'll see it right there in the Preferences window. The Leandro library is checked, it's loaded, and it is ready for action. See? It's that easy to get this thing set up. All right, so theory is one thing, but let's actually see this tool in action. We are going to analyze a classic melody and see what secrets we can dig up. We're going to be looking at a little fragment from Matilda Lina. It's a really famous vallenato song from Colombia composed by the great Leandro Diaz, who, and this is a fitting tribute, is also the library's namesake. Okay, so first things first, we import the melody into the software. It pops up inside what Open Music calls a voice object, and it looks just like a little piece of sheet music. Next up, we need to get the melody prepped for analysis. We connect our score to a chord object, and then we switch the view to order. What this does is it lays out all the notes in a simple linear sequence that the software can easily read. And now for the main event. This is where the magic happens. We plug our sequence of notes directly into the core function of the Leandro library, which is called analizar y comparar. That just means analyze and compare. This little icon right here, which actually features Leandro Diaz himself, this is the engine of the entire process. This one function is going to do all the heavy lifting, sifting through every single note to find every repeated pattern.
So to actually see our results, we just add one more function, imprimir resultado, which just means print result. We'll give our file a name, let's call it resultado. Connect it all up, and our whole analysis patch is now complete. With the patch all built, the only thing left to do is press the V key to run the analysis. And in like an instant, the software spits out a text file with everything it found. And here are the results. Pretty cool, right? The software found 7 distinct melodic patterns that repeat just in this short little phrase. Each line shows a pattern written as a series of MIDI numbers. That's just a standard way to represent musical pitch. And then it's followed by a count of how many times that pattern showed up. So we scan the list, and there it is. We find our winner. This specific 4-note pattern, represented by the numbers you see here, it appeared 3 times, which makes it the most common melodic idea in this entire musical snippet. But, numbers aren't music, so what does this actually sound like? Let's translate it back. When we visualize that winning pattern, we get these notes right here, a simple descending scale, do, re, si, la, sol. This is it. This is the core melodic building block. We've actually found the musical DNA of this phrase from Matilda Lina. Okay, seeing this in action is just fantastic, but it really begs a bigger question, right? Now that we have this amazing lens, what else can we discover? And this is where it gets really exciting, because the applications here are huge. I mean, imagine using this to decode the stylistic fingerprint of your favorite composer.
or analyzing hundreds of songs to figure out what defines an entire genre. A composer could even use it to find new building blocks for their own work. It's just an incredible tool for creation, for education, and for research.
You know, in the end, tools like Leandro 1.0, they don't take the magic out of music. If anything, they add a whole new layer of appreciation. They give us this new way to see the beautiful hidden structures that make the music we love so incredibly powerful. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Think about the music you listen to every single day. What are its building blocks? What secret patterns are hiding there in plain sight, right inside your favorite songs?